Howdy folks, welcome back to Mine Mogul. We are picking up right where we left off the last episode. I'm recording them back to back. We're gonna go get our pipe thing sorted. Pipe thing? Yeah, that's what it's called. So we're gonna need pipe rollers. And we're gonna need rolling mills. For sure. And we're gonna need the smart splitter conveyor. 100%. Alright, so let's get back over here. And we're gonna start with the end, basically. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of pipe rollers. Stuff's gonna come in on the side. The best way to do this. Be at least a couple spaces. So I kind of want two of these racking and rolling. Is that going to be enough to... I think this will work for pipes. I think they will spit out of there and they'll be perfectly happy doing that. We'll find out. That's not going to work. We'll know pretty quick. And of course we're going to need a rolling mills. Let's go ahead and get our input though set up for these guys. So we're going to need one of those, one of those. You're dropping onto there. Then those can be the output for the rolling mill, or the input. Input for the pipe welder, whichever way you want to look at it. Alright, rolling mills. We're going to need 4 of these, aren't we? Should we go ahead and get the... I don't think I unlocked the roller splitter, did I? Roller sorter. Yeah, we don't have that unlocked yet. I don't know that we need that unlocked, though. Because I want 4 of these. So I'm trying to think of how... What's the best way to do that? To get 4 of these. 1 dropping on for each of those. So let's just kind of spitball here for a minute. So if I did that... I get used to having things on certain numbers, and it helps. No, that's not going to work. The problem with the rollers is it takes so much room to change directions. So I wonder if I'm even going about this the right way. Need to space them way out. I need to space these further apart. Alright, let's start over here then. Although this is now going to be in the way. Should have made this over one, but then it would have hit the stairs. There's never enough room in here for what I want to do. I don't know if there's enough room to do this, but we could, in theory, do it like that. But then that takes up just a huge amount of room, unfortunately. So maybe we need both of them over there, maybe? Thought I could start with the pipe roller, but I think the biggest bottleneck is going to be the rolling mills. Alright, let's get rid of all this. Could maybe split and then come back together. Need enough room to get the ingots in there. And then that's not enough room, is it, to get all the splitters set up? Nope. Well, let's do this. Let's set it up like we're gonna start here. Get our smart splitter. I think for steel and iron, we're gonna need at least, 3 plate rollers. That's what we had before. We're doing on the rods. We're ready for iron rods. All right, let's turn the coal off and work our way back over here. Start working on the iron rods. I had a decent setup before that I liked with the splitting it up different ways. Because of the propensity to send more down in one direction. So we basically had this set up before for the pipe rollers. Rolling mills, whatever they're called. Rolling mills, and then a pipe welder. So that gets us a whole bunch of plates coming out, and then we can cut this and route, either gold or iron into here. Steel, whatever we got. But then how do we get this into some semblance of... Okay, I got an idea. So we could send all this together and then split it once. So we have the plates come off of here. And then they would get split. And go into the 2 different pipe welders. We don't have the roller splitter unlocked, so let's do that. We have to spend a bunch. We've got 13 tickets though, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Can I do this now? I don't really need the routing conveyor. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's grab a roller splitter. I don't think I've used that before. Grab one of those. And this may not even work, but that's okay. We're figuring out as we go. Yeah, then that was split into 2. And then we have our pipe welders. Rolling mill, threading lathe, a box. Am I blind? Where's my pipe welder? Did I sell that? Oh no, they're there. Pipe. What is called a pipe roller? It's called a thing. The only problem is now these... they're kind of weird. They take input from the side. If we put this here, do that, and then we do the same. Want a little bit of a buffer, that's why I put it that direction. Alright, so then plates are going that way, plates are going that way, and then we get pipes. Pipes spit out, and we can come down this direction about 3 times. About 2 times. And then we go up and over. And then this goes down and gets sold, and we're out of roller conveyors. Okay, conveyors. We do have corners now, but we don't need to use those necessarily. Roller conveyor straight. Let's get a couple of those and a couple more of those. Let's have that go into the middle, actually. I was eyeballing that, and I eyeballed it wrong. Now, will this work? That's always the question. Maybe? Then we'll have this come off like this. Ta-da! And then we can, in theory, make lots of pipes. It's a good theory. How are we doing on rods? We are good on steel rods. Excuse me, I had to hit the cough button. We're about halfway there on the iron rods, so they're chugging away. We might as well start making copper pipes. Be a good test. So we'll send the copper down through here. See how it does. Let me guess, with 3 coming, it's going to be the opposite. We need the 2 over there. Yep, pretty much. Nice. It's physics-based, which is cool. That also means it doesn't always split evenly. It's not exact. We'll see how we get along. Are we going to overwhelm the pipe welders? So far, so good. How's this router thingy work? Oh, it's just got little omnidirectional rollers. Just sends one over. Alright, that works pretty well. At least for the plates. Even when there's like one on top of the other, it actually works pretty well. Cool. Alright, we'll let that run. Letting everything run. Polished gold plate. We are 300 out of 500. Very cool. Rocking and rolling. We are getting a little more gold throughput. We're not quite overwhelming the plate yet, so that's good. Do we have more gold anywhere? Let's go do a little bit more exploring. So this is all iron stuff. Where that other gold came from. And this just goes up to this unexplored cave. I think we'll save that for an episode. We'll see what's up in there. I'm surprised that you blow this up and there's only like 2 mining spots in here. It's kind of lame. Unless there's one I missed. I don't think so. It's a pretty small room. Yeah, it's a pretty small room. It's not like you can miss one in here. Maybe we could put the faster mining rigs on there and buy some drill bits. But I'd like to get everything with the normal miners before we go down that route, just for fun. Alright, and then the only thing left up in here is that unlock, right? And this is just, yeah, it's just a big room. And we've tapped out this, I believe, because that's just a little, yeah, there's just nothing back here. I put the light just so I could remember there's nothing back in there. And then we have the copper room, which needs some lights. Need to buy some more lights. Some lights back in here. Oh, this is where that big central room was. It was back in here somewhere. Okay, we got the copper coming out of here. And then we had something up above. Up there. Coal and maybe some other stuff. And then this comes around. This is back by the gold room. Okay. Cool. So we could pipe right in, right through here. If we bring stuff from up there. Let's go back up here. I need to refresh my memory. What was up here? Besides a parkour course. What we got? Got all kinds of mining spots up here. Mostly iron, I think. Need some more lanterns. Oh, there's even more for sale up in here. It looks like more copper. Bunch of coal here. Even more for sale. Oh my gosh. This is a big map. I mean, they said it was a bigger map. They were not lying. So mostly coal up in here, I think. Although there is some iron and other stuff. So we could probably make most of an episode just getting this plumbed in. What's available here. Neat. Not much here. Cool. So we got that to tap, which has a little more copper, it looks like. No fall damage, right? We're good. You on there. Cool. So we can plumb that in. That would be doable. Alright, how are we looking on the plates? We're getting there on the polished gold plates. We're humming along on the copper pipes. And we have the iron rods now. So things are looking good. A little bit of overflow, per usual. Alright, let's just switch those back to selling. We might as well sell steel since it sells for more. Actually, let's clean up while we're here. Let's clean up some of this. Some of that. Don't need 40 bazillion supports back in here. Alright, we need to sneak our way back over here and turn the coal back to steel production. Quite the factory we got going on here. And then we're done with rods, right? Oh no, we still need gold rods. I can just throw a rod extruder on there. We don't have enough gold throughput to really tax anything. You get laying everywhere. Like it never even happened. Send those on through to get sold. And then how are we looking over here? Copper's keeping up. Nice. Cranking through the pipes. Very good. Need a little platform over here. It's not too bad. I'll put a little time lapse in here while we crank out the pipes. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, hope you enjoyed the little time lapse. We're almost there on the pipes. I switched this over to doing 2 gears and 1 double ingot, and it's getting a little full. So we're going to have to knock that back to just one. I think I said ingot, I meant gear. Knock that back to just the 1 gear so it can keep up with the amount of iron we have coming in. No biggie. We'll throw that over there. Decided just to keep these molds over here because this is mostly where we're going to be using it, although we do need to make gold gears and copper gears as well. So we're rocking through the steel gears, waiting on the pipes to finish up. So this is just a straight shot now, so we can sell the gears. It goes down here and joins in the fun on this. Are these faster? Oh, I never really even paid any attention. The rollers are faster. Interesting. Okay. Cool. We don't really need them faster at the moment, but that's good to know. The copper is chugging right along. It hasn't backed up at all, as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's no ingots laying anywhere. I did switch the gold over to rods. We got the plates done, so it's working on rods. Actually, it's done already. Very nice. Oh no, I'm looking at the copper. Never mind. Gold rods. Golden rods. Flowing out of here, no problem. The volume of gold is still pretty low. Same with copper. It's not huge. We do have a ton of iron ripping through here. And we're just about done with the copper pipe. Just need 5 more, 4 more. I think we're going to be good to go there. Let's go ahead and switch that back over. Then since we're working on gold rods, I might put a sorter in here. Could maybe sort out the gears and then send the ingots over there to get made into pipes. Yeah, that could work. Grab a sorter conveyor. So let's grab one of these gears to filter them off, and then let's switch that temporarily to go there. And we can start routing you over. Yeah, alright, we got a plan. So the sorter basket will go here. And then we will switch it to go that direction. So then the ingots will go that way, and the gears will go out this way. So let's grab our gear. Throw that in the basket. I might as well put a lid on it. We already have the lids, right? Indeed, and that just keeps stuff from falling in there and causing problems. Alright, that'll go on through, and then we just need to hook this back up. Like that. Cool. We should start making some steel plates. Or pipes. I know what I'm talking about. We'll make steel plates and then make steel pipes. Perfect. Theory gets sorted. Worked out fairly well. We'll see how it holds up, because we're not doing 6 ingots anymore, because one of those is turning into gears. See how it holds up. How are we looking over here? Did that just shoot flames like 10 feet in the air? That was pretty cool. That's just a graphics glitch? My eyes playing tricks on me? Not sure. Oh, maybe that was a slag because it had one plate already in there. Maybe there's extra fire if it's a slag pipe. Speaking of slag pipes, we do have the master of slag to do at some point. I've already been... Oh, I thought I already worked. Really? Did it delete those? It did. Interesting. I already did the crushed coal and the coal ore and the broken drill bits for that. But I guess since I paused it, it undid that? I didn't know that was a thing. That's disappointing. I had that all prepped and ready to go. We were going to do a whole episode on slag at some point. Oh well. There we go. Steel pipes are rolling on through. Perfect. Just need to make sure it doesn't get backed up too bad. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Everything could go wrong. How are we doing on gold? We are making gold rods. No problem. And we're almost halfway there. Cool. We can finish up the gears at the end. We'll work on the steel pipe. Probably just going to let this run between episodes. It just needs to chug. And we'll do some gears, and maybe, I don't know, should we open up the other part? I'm not sure. I kind of want to get all the quests done. Oh man, this is just more of the same. So yeah, I might have to scale up my factory a bit, especially for the iron and steel. I can also do multiple floors if I wanted to. Could put another floor up and have things that way. That's another way to avoid having to redo this all the time. We shall see. I'm going to let this run. I think I'm going to go through and get all these quests, the master quests done, because it's just more of the same. You've seen me make all the stuff. And we got the scaling about right. Seems to work pretty well. Just a matter of time of it running through. I got to switch the gear out eventually and do some copper and gold. We'll run through all those, and then next episode, we'll see. We'll either be exploring, or we might do Master of Slag, which takes a little bit of different setup, because you have to mix and match things to get the slag. And you can actually make a junk pipe by putting two different plates together, things like that. But I think that will be it for this one. I'm going to let this run for a little bit as we outro. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.